But before all of that, though, let's have some live music. Let's have a little bit of chat from Josh Kemp, who's in the studio, Nottingham singer-songwriter. Hello, Josh.
Hello, how's it going?
Very well. We were just reminiscing about how long it's been since you've been in the studio.
A chinwag, yeah,
a bit of a moment.
It feels like ages, but I think it was when we were doing the framework fundraising in November, December, winter time. But lots happened since then.
Has it? Because I mean, you've literally been around the world.
Completely, yeah. I played my final gig on New Year's Day, and then I got a flight that evening to Bangkok. And it's all part of this song actually, so it ties in quite nicely. We were filming on GoPros throughout Asia, and then we came back and filmed throughout Europe as well to sort of try and find some incredible locations, some of the most beautiful parts of the world. And so it really wasn't a bad way to spend 2 months.
So these are those little cameras that you see people attach them, I don't know,
Yes.
to the end of their surfboards so they can film themselves going through the waves.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Is that what you...
Yeah, of course. I had it on my head quite a lot because we'd be doing stuff like sort of big treks through the jungles and zip lines, and we did sort of scuba dives and stuff. And so like just attaching it to your head, it kind of sees what you see. And so yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world, and that's exactly what we wanted to capture really for the song video.
I always think when people video a lot, and you know, there are people who capture a lot on video, do you then go back and watch it?
Yeah.
Would you? Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I've had to edit it. So like there's hours and hours of footage, and there's nothing more depressing than sitting in your lounge when it's raining outside, looking at yourself having a great time in the sun. But yeah, so we spent a long time editing it for the video. But there is so much footage that it's just like, I don't think I'd ever get, you know, I wouldn't have a day where I just like nostalgically looked over the footage. But you know, occasionally if you see one, hey, that's what the music video is for. But yeah, like I say, no, it was an incredible experience. But all to tie in with the sort of the message of the song and the message of the video.
We will hear the song in the next few moments because it is a lot of, and I was commenting earlier on actually, a lot of songwriting, a lot of music, a lot of lyric writing tends to be quite negative. It does tend to be heartbreak and unrequited love and
the emotions that people feel strongest for longer as well.
Yeah, and loss and all of that. But actually, you've slightly turned it on its head in this song.
Well, I just think it's really. I initially wrote it because I'd be watching the news and we, as people, I think we find it a lot easier to spread negativity. It's a lot easier to talk about it, and actually, if somebody does something bad, it's a better talking topic than if somebody does something good. I think one, to a degree, it's human nature, but also two, I think if you speak about something good, you almost don't want to because it's either boastful or cliche or conceited, or and so people modestly kind of steer away from it, and everybody has negativity in common, if that makes sense. But I kind of wanted to scratch that because if I kind of see the psyche and the mind as a plant, and if you feed it with good stuff, then I think it breeds content, it breeds happiness. Where if you're constantly dragging yourself down and talking about stuff that's awful and whatever, I think it can have a sort of a pretty negative effect. And that's what I wanted to write the song for, to talk about for those who would either never had the chance to see or never really thought about it.
Yeah.
The most beautiful things that I've been lucky enough to see already, and talk about then the stuff that I want to see next. So
you like a little positivity bubble, then making your way around Nottingham,
yes, exactly,
spreading your positivity.
I'm like, be nice to each other. I don't want to sound too hippie trippy, but it's just something I thought a lot about. Is that sort of psychology is a really, really inexact and sort of new science, but it's also a really fascinating one, and it's not something I particularly know anything about, but it's something I like to think about. And that level, just the element of trying to spread, not just please be happy and love each other, but this is what. Appreciate things, and this is there and that's there. Don't forget, because when you're in a blindsided bad mood, you can miss things straight. And so that's what the message was really.
I think we need to hear this song. It's called Imaginary Friend, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Before we go any further, I feel as though I need to hear it. Yeah. Fire away, Josh.
And I wish that I could tell you all about the things you'll miss, like the bitter cold that bites your nose when winter plants its kiss, and you see beaches built of pure white sand and a sea that's crystal clear, where turtles swim with manta rays and fly through the veneer, and giant trees that stretch out as far as the eye can see, A home to millions, big and small, a gorgeous mass of green. And the mountains reach out to the stars that burn so far away. Each one a tiny time machine, its story still in play. 'Cause to you who I will never meet, I'll promise you the world tonight. Show you all I'd ever seen, and I try to help you learn. And in that parallel universe that will let you be, hell would have no fury over me. And I wish that I could show you things that would forever change your life, to teach you to survive with just your wits and rope and knife. And the simple things like your friendly fire, the dance only you can teach. Each leg a pirouette towards the sky it'll never reach. 'Cause to you who I will never meet, I'll promise you the world tonight. Show you all I'd ever seen, and I try to help you learn. And in that parallel universe that will let you be, hell would have no fury over me. And if it arose that I should go away, I'd choose you any day, 'cause you'd basically be me. And when life would get you down, I'd be around to offer you a cup of tea, 'cause kindness is free. But the worst thing about a dream is you believe until you wake and you're deceived. The nighttime keeps away the final guarantee, and now hell hath no fury over me. Because to you who I will never meet, I'll promise you the world tonight. Show you all I'd ever seen, and I try to help you learn. And in that parallel universe that will let you be safe and steadfastly, hell would have no fury over me.
Brilliant. Oh, Josh, thank you very much. I want to give you a round of applause. That's just excellent. I can see now what you were talking about. Yeah. Even when you were saying you were swimming with manta rays and turtles, is that actually what you did when you were away?
Well, at the time we weren't in the part of the world that there was a lot of manta rays. But still, we were sort of there's footage of scuba diving, and it's just exploring different things. Like obviously the video follows the song's narrative quite a lot, but yeah, it's all up on YouTube. So I'll send you the link later. And you can let me know what you think.
Thank you for coming in. Actually, I just earlier on we were talking about this Banksy and the fact that Banksy wrote a letter to some students in Bristol, and he wrote in it, "It's always easier to get forgiveness than permission," which is a phrase you often hear. And you said at the time when I was reading that out that actually there is a phrase that you love that's kind of at an equal level.
I love that phrase that he says, but I prefer another one, which is something that I've kind of stuck to with my siblings, and it is that if you can't be a good example, be a horrible warning. And so this is something I live by, I think.
That's something you live by, and your siblings are probably forever grateful for.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd like to say they've steered clear of a crazy life of creativity, but they're both studying musical theatre, so we're all damned, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, you're helping out the rest of us. Josh, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Josh Kemp, as you were hearing there, singer-songwriter from Nottingham. That song that you heard there performed is Imaginary Friend. It is 4:30. You are listening to BBC Radio Nottingham on this your Monday afternoon. And here then with your news headlines is Rebecca Brown.